Thanks, guys. First 3-0 of the day to close out the day as well, but very well fought overall for EG, besides in the hard point.
Yeah, I mean, you guys were all like, you know, it was a long day. I was like, yeah, we finished 6 minutes early with all the matches, man. We're right on time.
Exactly on schedule. That 3-0, LG is going to be able to make up some time, and also the curse is broken for Maven. Finally, that map does not go to overtime when Maven is casting. But let's take an in-depth look at this matchup, starting off with the hard point.
Ask me. Just ask it. Ask the question. Do it.
What happened?
That laugh?
What was that? Chance actually tweeted out while we were in the green room, he was like, I can't wait to analyze this match.
All right.
Okay, look. EG had one good hill the entire time. It was the second rotation over by Sandbags. There's not much you can say. It was just a really bad map from EG and a really good map from LG. I wouldn't take anything too seriously from this map. I think it's just EG played terribly at the start. Started to pick things up towards the end, but it's just you forget about it. You go on to the next one. EG actually did a really good job of bouncing back as well, but like every single person for LG just had a fantastic game.
Yeah, if there's one thing I took away from this series and the series earlier, it's you Vito, London Dogs hardpoint against, you know, Luminosity. I mean, even a game earlier where they won by 150 points, nobody stood out. Here you had a bit more of a higher, you know, 84-0 on barrels. That helped. But nobody had like a dominant performance in the game earlier. You know, it was just a team effort all around. I mean, obviously you have Octane 1.5, a lot of hill time. Nameless 0.68. Not the best game for anyone, I really think, on EG. But overall, Luminosity, if there's anything to take from this, don't play them on London Dogs hardpoint.
Well, what about Gibraltar, though? They went like 4-0 at New Orleans, right? Like, I don't know if they were as dominating as that, but like, again, LG, like, just hardpoint in general, like, you got to pick your poison.
But I think, you know, from what we've seen, Gibraltar just, the maps are typically closer.
Fair enough.
Right? You know, like, no matter what, it typically comes down to a spawn here or a play here that is really the difference maker for a team on Gibraltar. Might as well take that risk.
Well, okay, it's definitely a pretty brutal first map, but you have to give it up for EG because they come out looking much better when we do get into map.
Oh, I thought you were about to say something about game one. I was like, give them up for what?
yeah, I have to give it to them. That's my takeaway here is that EG is a team that is very resilient. They can handle situations like that. We get into this game number 2, and all of a sudden EG is able to pick up some round wins.
Yeah, I mean, it was, what, 5-2 at one point, and they take it to a round 11, so I think that's great. I think Search and Destroy is probably, from what I've seen, their strongest game type. They're very competitive on it. I think that's where Aches really steps up. You know, we saw earlier in that game 5 and that game 2 where he had like 26 kills over 2 maps. So, yeah, I think for guys like Aches and Nameless, this is their better game mode. You know, something they can focus on, but again, it's only twice, and they do have to win a respawn against one of these top teams.
Yeah, and then if you want to give credit to like individual players, I know JCap had a pretty fantastic map overall, but then you got to give credit to John. John had like 2 separate rounds, including the ever important 1v1 round 11 win, where he just like completely ran through the opposition, right? So John played pretty well, but obviously close game. You want to give Apathy a little bit of credit as well with that 1.12 KD, but I don't know. I feel like with EG, they keep seeing round 11s. It keeps coming down to like separate 1v1s. Like this is the second 1v1 I've seen today where Aches just doesn't come out on top. So they are just a small step away in Search and Destroy, and they'll be fine. Yeah, I mean, they're competitive, right? And, you know, their game earlier, they won their Search and Destroy. So that is a very good feeling when you feel comfortable on that map. But a big issue is going to be hardpoint and CTF. I mean, yes, this game 3 that we're about to get into, it was close. It did come down to the very last minute, the last push, but if you want to beat these top teams, you have to be able to compete in the hardpoint and capture the flag. And so far from what we've seen, not the best results.
Let's break down that CTF as well. And Joe, I think the crazy thing with this one, and Maven definitely highlighted it while he was casting, it's just how many flag touches there actually were and how many returns there actually were.
Yeah, I mean, players just weren't executing on the first kill of the overextension, right? Like there was an example right off the start. Slash was watching that overextend through ruins. EG picks up the first kill. That allows EG to trade out, get the flag out, get the return. And you just kept seeing that in every clutch sort of one-on-one down that overextension lane, the gunfight was won by the attacking team, which allowed them to sort of get that flag or get that flag return.
Yeah, and ultimately that's something EG can just kind of go back and look at, like, okay, here's one small mistake we made. This could have, you know, gotten us a flag, or like, this is a great play he had. This is how we need to work rotations, whatever it might be. This is at least a learning experience for EG. I mean, the takeaway at the end of the day, they're 1-1. They beat the team they should have beat. They lost the team they should have lost to. But again, close games as you're looking at what they have 5 more matches to play over the next 2 weeks. So a lot of Call of Duty left. EG should, if anything, take this as a positive experience.
Octane going to be your leader once again for LG inside of this box score, but I gotta say for EG, this is by far their hardest day. Not only is it their day where they do have 2 matchups, so they can't just target the team that they're going up against, they're going up against LG as well.
Yeah, well, Rich, we know how much you love LG, so yeah, I guess. I mean, it could have been worse. They got a win on the board, right? I mean, yeah, as sort of Chance said, like, they beat the team that we sort of projected they should have beat. They had some close games with Luminosity. I guess that is a positive outlook to have. Games 2 and 3 were solid.
I just don't think you can count EG out yet.
No.
I think that's the thing that is really so crazy about Division B. And you said this earlier today, when you compare Division A to Division B, Division A has some teams that are much further progressed than some of the lower tier teams inside of that group. Division B going to be much closer, but at the end of every day, we like to take our speculation on who the Astro MVP is going to be just based on the day's results, and you guys actually picked Octane as your MVP for today.
Yes, we did. I think Octane overall just had a great game. When, you know, Luminosity's going 2-0, they have dominant performances in Hardpoint. Yeah, I think the Unilag game was maybe a little bit closer than they wanted. He stepped up big time when they needed him on that St. Marie Dumont, picked up 2 sets of streaks, but overall a great day from Octane. Honestly, just another day's work for this guy, right? He consistently puts up these spectacular numbers.
Yeah, Chance, why did you pick Octane as MVP?
Well, I didn't pick anyone personally. You can make arguments for pretty much anyone on LG. Like, they all had their moments. No one really had, I think, outside of maybe 1 or 2 maps, really an off game. So just 2 series in the books for LG. They look great in both of them. Even the hiccups they had were not long-lasting in the slightest. Again, all 4 players just played out of their minds. I think John could have been a nice pick for MVP. JCap had quite a good performances, especially in Search. So, again, just an incredibly well-rounded team in all 3 game modes. There are no weaknesses.
Yeah, so that, of course, was our speculation on who the Astro MVP will be when it's all said and done, just based off of today's results. But now, after we see today's results, let's see where the standings do lie, and it's going to be